Now we're rolling. Damage Plan MMA podcast. I'm Jason. As always, my co-host, the voice of MMA in Utah, Mr. Zack Partridge.
What up, dog?
In the hizzy. What's cracking?
Oh, we had a good weekend.
I had a freaking great weekend, man. It was a good weekend. Good weekend of fights and a good weekend in San Diego. Me and my wife spent 4 days in San Diego.
Yeah, that's good. That's cool that you could go out there and be there with your buddy for his retirement ceremony.
It was a very emotional weekend going back to San Diego. I haven't been back since I went to boot camp. And yeah, it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool that for me that he reached out to me after all these years, and we stayed in contact through social media and stuff, but we were only stationed together for 2 years. And I was in charge of him as he was coming. I was the corporal. He was under me. And he said I made an impact on his career and kind of set the standard for him as a Marine. And he'd always told me those things, but you know, when you're young, you're like,
that's cool.
You don't really, it doesn't really set in. And then to hear that, yeah, it got me a little choked up, not going to lie.
It's nice when you leave an impact on somebody, you don't realize it. It's nice.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I remember I heard from somebody, I mean, it's totally different, but I heard from somebody, I so people know, like I went on a mission for the LDS church and I hated my mission. I did not like it. Most of it was my bad. Most of it was my bad attitude or whatever. But yeah. I didn't care for it. I did meet a young man on a mission though. And he was a cool kid and we had a good time and he was back and forth on whether he was going to go on a mission and he eventually went and we were really happy for him. He was companions with a kid from my neighborhood here in Kaysville, though, in California, small world. So I'm from Kaysville. I went to Virginia, and then he was companions with a kid from my neighborhood here in Utah in California. Yeah. And he told that kid, he said, yeah, there was a missionary, Elder Partridge, and he's the reason why I eventually went out. And then that got back to me. I'm like, when you make an impact and you don't really realize it, like I know I was making a good impact on him.
Yeah,
like, It's freaking cool, man.
You know what? He used to always tell me over the years that he thinks the reason that I got out was because of a certain superior that we had over us. Like my last year in the Marine Corps was kind of rough. It was hard on me, but I had always the intentions was do 4 years and get out, blah blah, whatever, continue on with my life. But I loved it. I loved being a Marine, but that was just kind of my thing.
Sure.
And after listening to his retirement speech and listening to everybody talking, I'm like, you know what? He was right all of these years. And you want to know why? Had I had a mentor like that guy mentor me and push, mentor me and build me up,
sure, I
probably would have stayed in. It's just, we're guys. We do it on our own. We say we're going to do something now, we're going to do it. We're not going to listen to anything else anybody has to say. I never had that leadership, so
sure.
It was cool, man. It was cool to see.
Very cool.
Great. We spent Saturday at the zoo. We had great time.
The San Diego Zoo is awesome too.
Oh, it was, yeah.
If
great.
you've never
Weather
done that,
great.
that's like if you enjoy going to the zoo, like
I
love
great.
going to the zoo. I love going to the zoo and watching the animals but like San Diego Zoo, like if you like it here in Salt Lake, you should go to the zoo sometime. It's freaking awesome.
Yeah. Best $15 I ever spent in my life to let my wife feed the giraffes.
Happy wife, happy life.
Happy wife, happy life. I just wanted to get
Absolutely.
lucky. I just wanted to get lucky that night. That's all. Yeah. But we're back. We got to watch the fights. I was the guy on Friday night. I told everybody, I'm like, listen, these are our local fights. I want to support all these guys. And we got a kid we sponsor, like, friends fighting. We're watching. I'm watching the fights on my phone. Like I paid attention, but I got it like sitting on my lap and I'm glancing down and still trying to converse with everybody. Yeah. It was cool, man.
Man, that SteelFist card. Holy smokes, bro. Holy smokes.
Should we just start at the bottom? Just kind of cruise through some of these. The first one was Andrew London and Sean Aceball.
Okay. So I'm going into this one. Sean shows up in karate pants or kung fu outfit. And he's got this bandana. Like I don't know. I'm not trying to be disrespectful here because I just added Sean on Facebook and he seemed like a cool guy. And you know what? I give credit and respect to everybody that steps in that cage and fights.
Yeah.
Because there are people that have showed up and signed to fight and then backed out, pussed out, whatever. Dude, he went in there with confidence. Like he was the man. Like I give him all the credit in the world for that.
Yeah.
He learned some tough lessons though. One, watching a whole season of Cobra Kai doesn't get you there. What if you watch Karate Kid in the 80s and then watch Cobra Kai? Maybe.
Are you there?
Maybe. But he comes in the Kung Fu pants. And Scott Bowler was like, dude, you can't go fight in those. You have your fight shorts. And he's like, no, this is what I'm fighting in. It's like, you can't. And he had to go around and ask everybody in the back for a separate pair of shorts, a spare pair of shorts to fight in. And luckily somebody lent him a spare pair of shorts, and they had a spare pair of shorts. I will, you know what? From now on, I will bring 2 pairs of shorts to fights in case somebody else
needs.
Just in
case. Because what's that guy going to do? He would have had to fight in his underwear, or
I guess
maybe he was free balling it. I don't know.
I guess he asked somebody's like, hey, can I wear those? And it's like, no, they got pockets in a zipper, dude. Like it was wild. But and then he started the fight. This is the best. It was the best thing ever. He starts to fight. And then runs at him and like jumps and punches.
We were watching. I was watching.
And it's like, dude, but you know what? Okay. Say what you want. Fighting is a business and it's the entertainment business. And he was entertaining. And Andrew London, like they fought their hearts out. They gave their best, you know, like, yeah, it's super unconventional. It's kind of weird, like whatever, but it's like, you know what? There's a place for him there is a place for him in the MMA scene, and it's in the regional circuits, and it was fun. Like he entertained everybody, and there is not a person that wasn't there that won't remember that fight.
So there was 20 people at my buddy's house after the retirement ceremony, and I'm letting everybody watch on my phone right there. I'm trying to explain to everybody.
They're like, this is MMA.
I'm like, this is the first fight of the night. It's to kind of get the crowd going. I said, I guarantee you, if we were there, if I had this turned up, the crowd is probably going crazy. They probably were. I'm sure they were going.
They were going nuts for these guys, dude. It was so awesome, and you know, and shout out to Kevin and Pat who got 2 155ers that want to do this. You know, Andrew London shows up to the scale on weigh-ins with a cigarette in his mouth. I mean, they were perfect for each other. And they put on an entertaining, it was equal, it was fair, and they put on a super entertaining fight. All joking aside, I know I'm kind of joking right now. I'm kind of clowning on him a little bit. End of the day, I respect him.
Hey.
Put on an entertaining fight. Hey, and you know, I mean, it was awesome.
See, Joey, they can't wait for him to sign up again.
So here's the other thing. Guess what? He lost that fight. He lost. But did he really lose? Because like
I guarantee everybody wants to see him back.
Dude, sign me. Let me know when he's fighting again, and I'm there. I mean, I'm not there anyways, but it was freaking awesome.
It was pretty cool. It was fun. Next up, we had Aaron Jennings and Sean Cook. They were throwing down. They were throwing.
They just let their hands go.
We're just going to throw.
Who lands first? And Aaron caught Sean right on the chin.
Yeah, he caught him pretty clean.
Put him out, but you know, Sean did what he said he was going to do. I hope Sean gets in a camp. Sean, if you're watching, Twila Martial Arts is a great school.
Get in the gym,
Get
Sean.
in the gym, and he knows. You know, we talked to him, and he knows, and it was cool. Aaron Jennings, cool kid. He's the most humble, cool kid. He's so nice.
He trains in Idaho, right, with Tyson and those guys. Yeah.
Yep. Dude comes into the back and he's like, I'm just wondering if I could like meet Court McGee. I was like, go say hi to him, man. Like he's awesome.
That's cool.
You know,
that's cool.
And he's like, I don't want to bug him right now. And he like left and he's just so humble and so nice after his win. Just wanted to meet Court McGee. And I did see a picture later that night and you know, good for them. And for anybody that knows, if you've ever, dude, Court he's just a guy. I know he's a UFC fighter and he's the crusher and he's awesome. He's the nicest guy in the world. Go say hi to him. If you see him at the fights, just go up and say hi to him. Dude, I've never seen him be anything but like, you know, accepting of and take a picture, shake your hand, whatever. So
yeah, that's cool.
But Aaron was cool, man. I really like that.
Nick Luna, Stockton Weiss. Stockton
Weiss.
He was out of your gym, right? So I missed most of that fight too.
Yeah. Stockton, he tried his best. Nick tried his best. You get 2 debuters, and it's kind of like whose gas tank lasts the longest. And Stockton's ran out first.
Yeah,
Good fight,
no
though.
shame in there. Jordan Munoz and Brandon Lemmings. That was a fun fight too. Jordan's improved.
Jordan's improved.
Saw some improvements in him.
Brandon's improved.
Brandon's improved too. Yeah, both those guys. It's kind of cool seeing guys that
I would just say to both of them, it's just, they both don't have like the sexiest records in the world, but props for keep getting in there and trying and doing what you love. Same with Aaron Jennings and Sean Cook.
Yeah.
All those guys.
Jason Marin and Mike Tasker. I think I saw the end of that when Marin won that fight, right? Didn't he knock him out? It was TKO or something?
Jason knocked out Mike Tasker.
Yes, okay.
Yeah. Yep.
Then we had Tyler Elliott, Luke Fiji. Hey,
Big
shout out to
Fiji.
Tyler for stepping up on 2 weeks' notice against a guy like Fiji because, that was impressive. That takes some huge balls to get in there with a guy like Fiji. Congratulations. We hope we see you back in there again. We know we'll see Fiji back in there again. I wouldn't be surprised if he's on your card.
He's not. Dude, there's 16 fights on my card. It's full. There ain't adding nobody.
He's gonna
He'll be on that September card. So it was interesting. Yeah. Anyways, I mean, that's not my business to share. I was going to share something, but it's not my business to share. But I think we'll see him on the next card in September.
I like it. Dude, not saying these other fights weren't good, but it started to take a huge turn as far as the night with this David Kim, Andres Toro. We had both these guys on the podcast, and for both those guys making their debut, I don't know why this says David Kim's 4-4 because this was
must be another David Kim, and they have the wrong guaranteed because this is David Kim's. He was 0-0. They have the wrong David Kim.
Great fight, great technical fight.
Both Andres Toro and Kyle Evans from Beaver Kai looked fantastic.
How?
And I got to get you your Beaver Kai shirt that we picked up so that we can wear them on like Friday for our podcast.
Okay. How tight was that knee bar?
His knee was hyperextended.
Ooh,
it was nasty.
I was watching
it. Just toughed it out.
Tough guy, man.
They're both tough. They're all tough.
Shaden Polson, Tyler Call. I did catch into that. But Polson, man, that guy looked freaking good for a debuter.
Yeah, this is what we're talking about, though. The days of that first fight of the night, the debuters and stuff.
Yeah, against a guy like that.
It's getting scarier and scarier to debut because you just don't know what you're up against. Shaden Polson, I mean, he has a body and a frame of a legit 205er. I mean, he'd be a problem for a lot of heavyweights. I mean, he looked great. Nicest kid in the world, too. I talked to him after. Super humble, super nice. Shout out Shaden Polson and Tyler Call. He took a lot of punishment, and I think he had to go get checked out, but messaged him yesterday. He said he was doing all right. So that's good too.
Another Agima versus Beaver Kai. Kyle Evans came in and Zack Hamilton gets the win. Another impressive win puts him to 3-0 now. I was impressed with Kyle making his MMA debut as well. He looked good.
Yeah.
He had some moments, but Zack was just a little bit too much for him in that one.
It was good. No, and Kyle and Andre and Toro both told me after, like, man, we got to find a gym because just training with each other, that's good.
Yeah.
But when and they, you know what? Props to them because they both fought guys out of gyms, and most independent guys like fight other independent guys maybe coming out, but they had each other and they did with what they could, and they did a fantastic job and represented themselves and their coaches and stuff extremely well. You're just at a slight disadvantage when, if Zack Hamilton and David Kim and all they had was each other to train with, like it would be similar, but they have a fantastic gym with fantastic coaches, and they have tons of bodies and tons of looks and tons of different things.
Yeah.
The other thing is that the underrated aspect that, or maybe that gets ignored a little bit, is Kyle Evans and Andres. Like, you only go through each other so much before you learn each other really well.
Yeah.
One thing that's made me a better fighter is I was training with like Cole Faust and Tanner Hines and some of those other top tier amateurs that are at our gym. But I feel like some of that comfort comes from, like, I know how Tanner Hines moves. Cole's extremely hard, but there are, you do hundreds of rounds with people, you pick up on things, right? Kyle and Andres at some point, like, they just know each other inside and out.
Yeah.
They need more looks. So It was good to see Julian Ruiz in their corner, their buddy, and I got to talk to Julian for a little bit, but yeah, if they could come up and get some more work up with him, or find like a gym, maybe down in Cedar City, like that Empire isn't too far from them. I think they'll both have. They're fun to watch, and they both said they're coming back. So I hope they stick to that, because they have people behind them too. There, I mean, the freaking coolest Beaver Kai shirts in the world.
Yeah, that's awesome, and I can't wait to see David and Zack back in there now. Like, those guys, they're bringing it, man.
David's a problem. David's a problem at 135, and Zack's a problem at 145 for sure.
Yeah, both those guys. Watch out for those guys.
For sure.
Braden Hunt, Tyler Billings, your boy Tyler Billings. I saw you in his corner. I was watching that fight.
Yeah, Tyler did good.
Did good. His wrestling was good.
Braden is that boy is just Wyoming farm boy, country strong, some cornbread fed. Dude, he was strong. I mean, Tyler's a big. I roll with Tyler.
I've rolled with him a couple times too.
That's right. Guy. Yeah, he's strong. And for him to be like, dude, that guy was strong. I mean, Braden was hard, and he trains with that Shaden Polson. Good showing for Braden Hunt. He did some good things. Braden's probably looking to maybe if he to advance some things, work on his jiu-jitsu a little bit and passing a guard and not just hanging out in somebody's guard. He couldn't really do it. Tyler did a good job just hanging out in his guard, but as we both know too, if you just hang out in somebody's guard for the whole fight, like, you're going to lose.
Yeah.
If you just stay on bottom, and even if you're not taking a bunch of damage, which he didn't, you're going to lose the fight. So it was a good litmus test for Tyler Billings to kind of see where he's at and what he needs to work on. And that's what amateur's here for. That's
what it's here for.
I told him in the back, because he said sorry. And I'm like, there's no sorry, because he trained the right way. He prepared the right way. He did everything he was supposed to, went in there, gave max effort, just didn't go his way. Like, there's nothing to hang your head out about something like that. So he's going to build off that. He'll take this week off from the gym, and we'll be back in. Then I'm sure I wouldn't be surprised if you saw him on a SteelFist card later this year. Not speaking for him, but
next up you had Brian Rios and William Dean.
Willie Vanilli,
baby.
I love those Dean brothers. Those guys are good,
Yeah, they are really good.
I like watching them fight. They both want to come on the podcast too. I talked to them after. They're like, man, we just did. I'm like, dude,
we had Brian. Yeah, we had Brian scheduled, but he apparently had gotten sick last week, or something happened. And
we thought his fight was off.
Yeah, he said his fight was off, and then they ended up feeling a little bit better. But good for him. Great fight. Juan Alcantar against Bane Varner. I missed this one.
Bane trade. His grappling was just too much for Juan. Juan couldn't deal with it, and Bane's a very good grappler. Good wrestling background. He did miss weight by I believe like 7 pounds. So he's probably got to work on that a little bit. But I was in the same corner with the EGBAR guys. Very cool. I like Bane. Very nice. Cool guy. You want to talk about executing a game plan, dude? He knew what he was going to do. He got in there, and Bane Train smashed. That was all his shirts with Bane Train. And
nice.
He smashed, and he did it. He looks very good. When I look at people now, 170 is my new weight class. I look at people and I was like, man, that guy, that's somebody that if our paths ever cross, like that's a tough fight for anybody. That's a tough out for anybody. So congrats to Bane and all of the EGBAR team. They had a great showing.
Freaking brought it, man. Speaking of bringing it, Robbie Miner brought it in the co-main event against our boy Alecko. It was a fun fight, and Robbie had a freaking about as perfectly timed knee as you can get. That was good.
It was good. It was really good. Alecko was doing his thing and executing his game plan and doing a very good job with it. I was really impressed with Robbie utilizing his new tools and his and you could tell he made the new skill set that he could use as a pro. Looking for those knees and looking for those opportunities. Good for Robbie. That's a big win. Alecko. I mean, there's no. I don't think there's any sugarcoating it. We're a fan of both of them. We sponsor Alecko because we really like him and believe in him a lot. But we've had Robbie on the podcast. We like him a lot too, and we knew this is a good fight. And Robbie, man, he was tough. Like he showed some grit in there, and and waited for his opportunity and capitalized when he had it. And congratulations to Robbie. I mean, me and Robbie were talking in the back, and it's like, man, the other tough thing is it's like there's just not a ton of pro 125ers in Utah.
Yeah.
And so it's like we got to start bringing more people in, or he's got to go out to probably get some more fights. But with how EGBAR's going, it's like, how do you not bring people in for this guy? Like,
you got
if Robbie beating a guy like Aleko, it's like sky's the limit now, dude.
Yeah,
because Aleko's legit. We've seen him in action before. He's legit, and if you can do that against Aleko, you could do that a lot against a lot of top prospects. Like if you're Robbie, your confidence has got to be through the roof right now of saying, bring on anybody. Like let's go, let's get it. And so congratulations, and we will see Aleko back, and we will see him in tip top shape here soon. Yeah, I love you, Hunter. Thanks, buddy.
That's awesome. And then the main event, we knew this was going to be a banging fight. We've been saying it since the fight was announced. If you didn't know who Alden Ashcroft is, you know the name now. And this is what we talked about. We told you guys that this is a fight that either one of these guys could win. And high level, great striking, and yeah. I just. Man, it's hard. Like I consider Cole a pretty close, good friend, and a little bit of a mentor to me. I kind of. We knew, Joey. We knew.
I mean, no, we all knew. I said this is. I mean, this was the first. No disrespect of any of Cole Schaefer's opponents, but I'm like, this is one that's like, this could be a fight. Like this is going to be one where like. There are things that Alden did that can do to give Cole problems. And we both knew that going in. Yeah. And, but dude, Cole's a savage too. He can't tell me he didn't do some of his own work in that. Alden's leg was red about a minute and a half into the fight from all those leg kicks.
Wicked leg kicks. Seemed like Alden was a little more fluid with his movements.
Yeah, he's flowy.
Longer,
very long and moves. You got to remember too, Alden's a welterweight. He's not a middleweight. He's a welterweight. So that speed, the speed, I think he's a very quick and fluid fighter, long, rangy. I mean, they couldn't find him a fight at welterweight, is from what I heard. So I mean, if you're a welterweight, pro welterweight, like mind your P's and Q's.
Might want to skip that name or be ready.
What did Zack Hamilton say? He was like, if you say his name 3 times, he'll show up out of nowhere. Right?
Is that what he said?
Isn't that what he said on our podcast?
I don't remember.
But yeah, dude, they're both studs. Ashcroft and Schaefer, they're both studs. And you're going to see, and you're going to, I mean, I'll tell you this, I wouldn't want to be the next guy that Cole Schaefer fights.
Oh, there we go. Roman.
Yeah. Roman, there you go. Get in touch with get him in touch
with Dane. With Dane.
No, Kevin and Pat.
Oh yeah, there you go.
For Alden.
What a fun night though, man. What 15, 16 fights, just 14
fights, and it was awesome. And right now, July 31st is gonna be 16.
I had everybody at the party watching the co-main and the main event. I lost a little bit of money. I won't say who I was betting on, but yeah, I lost a little bit of money. That's all right.
That's okay. It is all good in the hood, dude.
Yeah, he was, Mark. He looked freaking. I was impressed. Me and my wife was like, "Oh man, Robbie looks good." Look, there was a different.
Robbie looked. You know what? And I think this is true because there is a rule gap from amateur to pro, and people, you could tell with people are coached the right way.
Yeah.
Which we know they are at EGBAR. They will excel once they go to the pro level and all those tools become available to them. Yeah. And I think that's one thing that we saw with Robbie. Robbie has always shown to be a very good fighter in the amateurs coming up. But and I know he's been working on his striking, and he worked on it to get to for that Jackson Randall fight, who is my teammate, and he's beaten some guys with some he beat some guys with some not so great records, maybe, and then he had a couple losses like to Jordan Marshall and stuff. He had a couple losses to Jordan Marshall, but I would dare say if he could run it back with any of those guys now with the Robbie Miner we just saw fight, any one of those L's that he had as an amateur, if they want to run it as pros, I think Robbie would be the favorite in those fights. No disrespect to any of those guys.
You know what else I like seeing? He was on social media the last couple of weeks.
Who was?
Robbie. He was posting a little bit on there about the fight. Yeah, not much, but more because he's usually pretty quiet.
Yeah, he is.
Maybe he's starting to get a little more active on there, Robbie. You'll
good. I think it's good for him, man. It'll be good. Here's the thing about Robbie too that you gotta love. If he gets on there a little bit more, he's very marketable. He's a good looking young kid. He's nice. He's humble. And I've never seen him act any way other than like a martial artist and a gentleman.
Yep.
He's very marketable that way too.
Very marketable.
If he does that and he keeps his train going, dude, that win over Elecko can really springboard him. So congratulations to Robbie and his whole family. It's very exciting to see what he does here in the coming year or two. Keep an eye on him because sky's the limit.
Shout out to EGBAR. You guys brought it.
What did they go 5-1 on their 6 guys?
Yeah, 5-1. I think the only one to lose was
Tyler Call.
Oh yeah, Mark. He says, "Yeah, we're working on that." Thanks, guys. Yeah,
nice.
He gets that going too. Get sponsorships rolling in. Yeah. Oh yeah. And then we had UFC fights Saturday night.
Good UFC fights.
Great.
And by the way, we crushed it.
It's a good night. If you were listening to our picks, it was a great night.
If you listen to our picks, we crushed it.
I think the only one.
Casey O'Neill
crushed it. We picked her. I had my bet on her 2 weeks ago, so I was on.
We were right about Josh Parisian, but I think that was a horrible judge's decision. We both picked Josh Parisian, but that was a horrible judge's decision.
Yeah.
How he won that fight was ridiculous. We were wrong about Matt Smellsberger. Chaos Williams beat him, but that was good.
I don't hate it.
Verna, Crazy Eyes. She got it done. She got it done.
We were wrong on Kimura. Alexa.
Yeah, that was a split decision though. And that was bogus. Very wrong about Diego Lima. I did not think a 40-year-old Matt Brown still had it in him to be flatlining these guys.
He flatlined him.
Flatlined him. Folded him. Night.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Thanks, Joey. Appreciate you tuning in, Joey. Thank you. Bruno Silva and Wellington Turman. This one, that one was a tough one to pick because Silva had a 2-year layoff.
They both were on a huge layoff.
Yeah, that one was hard.
We said, very wrong on our boy Juicy J. Seong Won Choi, that guy's terrifying.
Yeah, that guy can crack. Yeah, he can crack because I've seen Julian take some shots and
those were different on him. Those were different. That was crazy.
Right on Vera.
I was dead right about Marlon Vera. Did you like Davy Grant? You did like Davy Grant.
I thought I picked Vera. I think I picked Vera.
I think if you go back to the podcast, I think you picked Davy Grant.
I don't know why. If I did,
you told me you liked him. Anyways,
I bet on Vera, so I'll take it.
Cash that. Lock of the night was Sergey Spivak. Cash that.
You let me a little worried in that first round, though. A little worried in the first round.
And the 44-year-old got off to a fast start.
He was gassing.
He's 44, man. He's 44. He's had like 90 professional fights. Like, hang it up, dog.
Yeah. And then the main event, I didn't even get to watch the main event.
Korean Zombie dominated, dude.
I think I
remember when I told you EGBAR just wasn't elite like that.
Yeah.
Korean Zombie is elite, dude. Dan EGBAR is super tough. We know he's tough. Like he's done it with now Korean Zombie and Calvin Cater. I want to see Korean Zombie and Max Holloway now.
Well,
that's what they're
talking
about.
We're going to get Chikadze and Yair Rodriguez. It sounds like. I don't think it's signed because Holloway's out of that fight with Rodriguez. Did you see that?
Yeah, talk about that for a second.
Yeah. So Max Holloway, I I don't know what happened. I don't think they've come out and said what happened, but he's out of that fight with Yair Rodriguez. And I know they're trying to book the Gigi Chikadze fight with Yair Rodriguez. I love that fight. Freaking love it. Gigi's ranked number 10. Yair's number 3, but he's on a little bit of a layoff. It'll be really interesting to see if that fight gets signed and they can at least keep that together on that card. That division is just freaking stacked. Ige looks like the rankings aren't updated yet, but he dropped down to 8, or he's staying at 8. I mean, in my opinion, he's still one of the top 10 guys in the UFC right now. I want to go back to Spivak in the heavyweight division. Where do you guys see Spivak at right now? Because where's he at in the rankings? I don't even think he's not even in the top 10. So this guy's got to be in the top 15 now. Spivak's got to he's got to get a top 15 guy now next. I think I would like to see Spivak, maybe give him I love Tough, but damn, it's holding up the division. It is holding up the division. I missed Tough last week too. Last week was just a crazy week, crazy busy, going to San Diego, crazy busy. But Spivak, yeah, I'd like to see Spivak, maybe give him a Tom Aspinall, maybe a Walt Harris, see if he can hang with those guys. I mean, he's right up there. He's big, he's strong, he's long, got a long jab. He's got a good ground game with that Sambo background. I don't know if he'll ever be a champion, but I definitely would like to see him against somebody up in that top 10. I'm talking about Spivak and the heavyweight division, because this should move him into that top 15.
Oh, 100%.
So I'd like to see him maybe give him like a Walt Harris or a Sakaya, maybe even a Tibura.
Sakaya. I really like Sakaya.
Sakaya.
Or Tibura. Did he fight? No, he already lost to Tibura, I believe.
Did he already lose to him?
Yeah, he lost the decision to him a little over a year ago. Lost to Walt Harris already too.
Oh yeah.
So he's already fought some of those guys. I like Sakaya though. That's a great call. Coming off a loss, he's coming up. Yeah.
Don't hate it. But
Hefe, it was good to meet you. Friday night. Finally got to say hi to him, meet him at the fights.
Yeah, good weekend, man.
Sorry, I'm just drinking a ton of water.
I know, I am too. So what do you think? What's next for Ige? What's next for Korean Zombie?
Korean Zombie. I mean, if
is he next?
No. If Max is out and they go Yair and Gigi.
Yeah, Gige. Yeah.
Can we get Korean Zombie Max Holloway, please?
Sign me up.
Sign me all
the way up for that.
I'm the best boxer in the UFC, baby. Every time I see that, I get chills. I freaking love that. Calvin Kattar.
Calvin Kattar would be a good one.
Can you get? It's Calvin Kattar or Max Holloway for Korean Zombie. I think he hasn't fought either of those guys.
Okay, I like it. I don't mind it. I don't mind it.
That's where I'm at.
What do we got locally coming up? We got
well, we have the Fierce Challenger Series on July 17th. Come down and hang out with me and Jason there, where we have Mitch Ramirez as the main event and our boy Johan Rubio is the co-main event, making his pro debut.
Speaking of Mitch Ramirez's opponent, I think it's Chris Rios. Hopefully I said his name right. No disrespect, Chris Rios. Mm-hmm. I watched him fight at the Mountain Force thing, and I'm actually intrigued on this fight. I think it's going to be, he's making his pro debut. Obviously, super tough making your pro debut against Mitch, but I was impressed.
I'm sure he's very impressive.
Even though it was just a Muay Thai fight, I was impressed with his stand up. He did some things in there that I don't think this is going to be a easy fight. Let's just put it that way.
Well, we knew like Trevor wasn't going to be an easy fight for Mitch either, right? Like it doesn't matter.
But he's going to come on the podcast. He's going to come on the podcast.
That's awesome. Love to have everybody. And again, I say this to everybody. If you are on a Fierce card, SteelFist card, or any card across the country or on the globe, and you would like to come on this podcast, all you have to do is message me or Jason. That's it.
Shoot us a message.
We try and message everybody. We would love to have everybody on, but we only have so much time on Mondays and Fridays when we record. So we would love to have everybody on. If you would like to come on though, and we don't reach out, it's not because we don't want you to come on. It's because we just can't get to everybody. So message us. Also, are you the main event on July 31st? Rumor has it I'm the main event on July 31st. Let's be honest though. I'm the main event because Justin McDonald's the champ. Phil sponsors Justin McDonald, sponsors the show. Justin McDonald's 5-0. I kind of feel like Justin's the main event. I'm just there.
What? That would be fun. Cruz, we've talked about doing that before.
Here's the deal. I like to spend time with my kids, my wife and kids. And Jason likes to watch the fights with his wife. And his wife, they like kind of hang out upstairs to watch the fights. So if we do a fight companion, I don't know how we set it up where it's just us. We would you know what? My wife actually might be going out of town here in a few weeks.
Fight companion.
That's, you know what? I think she's out of town. We'll have to confirm that. But she might be out of town and I might just have my kids or a few of them or whatever. I don't know which one she's taking. We haven't solidified anything yet, obviously, as you could tell. And she makes the plans because she's in charge and she wears the pants like the way it should be.
Happy wife, happy life.
That's right. And so if she does that, then maybe we can work out a fight companion and I can put on a movie in the other room for the boys or something. The other thing that's tricky with fight companions is you have to follow along with the whole fight night. And I think we would just do it maybe for like the main card or maybe some prelims or whatever. I mean, it would be a lot of fun, Cruz. I appreciate the input. We've talked about it for sure. I wonder. We'll figure something out. For those of you that aren't noticing, not because Jason has to pee. I had to pee earlier, so it's only fair. But those that don't know, this weekend's fight.
Ooh, it's a good card this weekend too.
They have some really, really fun ones. Our boy Justin Jennings is fighting.
I'm coming on the podcast, the Whale Rider. If you guys haven't listened to that podcast,
he's so awesome.
So you guys have heard of all our Fighter Spotlight podcasts. They're what, 10, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, maybe with some guys.
47 minutes with Justin Jennings.
We could have went longer. We were just trying to be nice for him. Takes time out of his day, just talked our ear. He did most of the damn talking, just talking. Riding whales, deer hunting, fishing. What a freaking cool guy, man.
Yeah. I like him a lot.
Hey, early pick on the main event. Who you like?
Next week?
Yeah.
Volkov.
You're all over Volkov?
Yeah. I think Volkov's the next champion.
I'm undecided.
I mean, Gain for sure.
He's almost a 2-1 favorite.
Gain is?
Yes.
Cash in. We going to the bank with Volkov, baby.
That it's giving me a little bit of pause here, and I want to go rewatch some of Volkov's last fights.
No way. The experience level. No way. Yeah,
because he's had what,
2-1. He's got 40 professional heavyweight fights.
He's not 2-1. He's minus 175. So yeah, he's almost 2-1. The comeback is plus 145. You gotta like those odds. He's got 41 professional fights to 8.
Do I just go lock that in right now?
And then that Shavkat Rakhmonov guy that I like is on.
Shavkat?
Yeah, he's the guy that wears that funky hat.
Oh, yeah.
He's from I don't even know where he's from. He's from somewhere over there in Dagestan.
Something. Yeah,
he's one of those.
Uzbekistan.
Yeah.
Kazakhstan, fighting out of Kazakhstan. He's a Sambo guy.
Oh, he might be off that card.
No, he's on. I see him.
Is he?
I see him on Tapology.
On the Volkov card?
Yeah.
He's not on my Tapology.
Well, I'm looking at Tapology, sir.
What the hell?
Refresh your page, bro.
Yeah, that's probably what it is. It's been up since Wednesday before we left.
Oh, yeah. That's why. Charles Rosa, Justin Jennings is a crazy fight. Yancy Medeiros is back. Probably needs a win to stay employed by the UFC.
I think so.
Right? I mean, when you went from being, I believe, a main event on a fight night with Cowboy to now 3 fights later being the opening fight on a card.
Yeah.
3-fight losing skid. That might mean if you lose, you're going to get your walking papers.
Walking paper.
Which I'm never a fan of, but it's probably going to happen. Tim Means, the Dirty Bird's back. Our boy Andre Touchy Feely is back in the octagon. And I'm actually really excited for this one. OSP moving back up to heavyweight to fight Tanner Boser for the co-main event. That fight is, I think that one is cracking, dude.
That's a good fight.
It's a really good fight because Tanner Boser's kind of a smaller heavyweight.
He is. I was just getting ready to say it's
and OSP being a 205er coming up, like that's a good
OSP's
fight.
I mean, size-wise, he's bigger. He's got a bigger reach.
Yeah.
He's inch taller, and he's got a 4.5-inch reach advantage.
Boser, I mean, I didn't like OSP the first time I saw him at heavyweight, so I'm like, I don't know, but I think it's a fun fight. No, I really like Volkov. My pick's not going to change up. I don't think I'm going to be swayed. Experience is one thing. I mean, Volkov handles guys. I mean, pieces up Alistair Overeem.
Volkov lost to Blades and to Derek Lewis.
And then the Derek Lewis thing, he was winning that whole fight.
He was winning.
If he would have just like stayed away from Lewis the last 30 seconds, he wins that fight 30-27 unanimous decision. He completely outclassed Derek Lewis.
Gagne,
the UFC. He was the former Bellator heavyweight champion.
He's got 2 submission wins.
He holds wins over a lot of guys, man. I mean, here's the other thing.
Your screen's frozen.
6'7", bro. I know.
No, you're going. You're good.
Are we frozen?
You were.
You were.
It's
you. Were. You. It's me. I know.
I feel like Tanner has been robbed his last 2 fights. Who did he fight last?
No, but I think that Gain.
Oh yeah, he did. Tanner got robbed
for sure. I just don't think Gain's used to fighting somebody. He's 6'4" with
but he's got that kick
reach.
But Gain's the same size. Same size. They're the same size.
3 inches taller is not the same size, sir. And Volkov uses his kicks and his length with his legs really well.
Gain has a longer reach, has a 2-inch longer reach.
I know he does. I know, but that's with your arms. And Volkov uses his legs really well too to control the. I just think he has more experience.
Kickboxing will negate some of that.
I think Volkov is the worst matchup for him at heavyweight.
This is going to be interesting to talk about on Friday because now you got me. I'm thinking real hard because I was all on Volkov too initially, and then I started thinking about it a little more, and maybe I'm overthinking it. I don't know. Probably overthinking it a little bit.
I think Volkov's I shouldn't say that. I think Volkov's the one guy that can outpoint Gain in a 5-round fight. He could outpoint him.
We're gonna find out.
Volkov looks so good against Overeem. He looked so good.
Yeah.
Didn't Overeem just lose to both of them?
And now he's going to freaking Glory, and he's going to get all juiced up, and he's going to start knocking people out.
Hey, what do you think about Oscar De La Hoya and TRT Vitor? What do you think about that?
I think De La Hoya just pieces him up.
If he's sober.
He's not going to be sober. You and I both know he's not going to be sober.
Then I'm taking.
He might just have.
I'm taking Vitor. I'm taking Vitor. Then.
Really? You think he's going to do what the Spider just did?
That was cool, man.
For the record,
hey,
Chavez
Julio
Jr. is a whack job. He's a whack job.
And you missed weight and gave up $100K to Anderson.
I don't think he cares. Did you see the fight?
Dude, his dad hates him.
Oh, did you see his fight where I think it was his last one where he pretty much quit and his dad's just like, what the It's like, dude, your dad's Julio Cesar, one of the greatest boxers of all time. And you're quitting in front of your dad. Like what?
I mean, it would be like if LeBron James his dad was Michael Jordan. How disappointing would that be?
Well,
to raise a quitter and a bum. Yeah, I went there.
Quitter and a bum. Okay, shout out to the Philadelphia 76ers for blowing my parlay again last night.
Ben Simmons.
He's not an all-star.
Some free throws, bro.
He's not an all-star.
Hey, can we put to rest the Donovan Mitchell, Ben Simmons debate on who's better?
Donovan Mitchell's way better. And I'm not a huge
just from the
Spider fan, but
just from the standpoint of he can make free throws. How about Ben Simmons having a wide open dunk layup and passing the ball?
I didn't see it.
He was under the hoop. Oh, I'm going to send you something right now. You're going to laugh so hard.
Yeah, those games yesterday were hey, good for the Hawks though, man.
That's kind of fun. Hey,
for Trae Young.
Could you imagine being Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons and losing to that little guy with balding hair and just, I mean.
I told you, he looks like one of the zombies on I Am Legend.
And he just.
But he can shoot. But he can shoot.
Dude, I mean, he's good for the Hawks.
I think it's just because he's so scrappy. Like he's just bouncing all over the place.
He gets after it, dog.
Did you see Embiid came out and said that he was playing with a torn meniscus or something? Like
he was. Guess what? Nobody cares, dude. You played.
Nobody cares.
You choked.
Stop making excuses.
Hey, for the record, remember when he missed those 2 free throws and absolutely choked?
Yeah.
Well, his knee hurt.
Yeah.
Remember when Kobe Bryant blew out his Achilles and knocked down both free throws before he left the game?
Hey, and saying that to somebody that has torn his Achilles, it ain't easy standing up on that thing. You can stand, but to be able to hit those shots, I mean.
Mamba mentality, baby. Joel Embiid doesn't have it. Joel Embiid is the best player on the team. That team will never win a championship.
Unfortunately, I think you're right.
I know I'm right.
Did you see the Suns in 4 guy at the thing?
Yeah.
Somebody recorded. He's like, just say it to me one time. He's like, Suns in 4, baby. That's so freaking awesome. And did you see the kid that he beat up did an interview? Did I send you the TikTok? He's like, yeah, you just grabbed my shirt. He scratched my nose. Yeah, I got my eyes are black. I'm like, your eyes are black because he freaking broke your nose.
Beat the brakes off you, bro.
And then he told your buddy, I'm going to F your boy up while he's uppercutting him.
That was the best,
dude. It's great, dude.
That was great. So funny. Here, let me. I got one for you. I'm sorry, everybody.
We've just been rambling. Everybody that's still watching, we're just rambling at this point.
Thanks, everybody. Thanks, everybody. No,
we haven't recorded since last week. We've been.
Hey, you ready? So what if you're the 76ers and Doc Rivers says, I don't know if Ben Simmons can be the starting point guard on a championship team, or if he can be our starting point guard anymore. We have a lot of work to do. And there are already speculations of trading him. Like he's getting traded. Who wants him? And what are you going to get for him?
You're not going to get much, I don't think.
Can you get CJ McCollum for him and pair him with Damian Lillard?
Yes, we do. Would Damian Lillard want him, or would you rather have McCollum? You're not a big McCollum fan. I'd rather have McCollum than Simmons.
Well, Simmons is an elite perimeter defender. Here's the thing, though. I think he needs to be put in the backcourt with somebody that can dominate the ball on offense, because he obviously doesn't want it.
Yeah, it's weird.
Can you
going back to MMA really quick?
Oh yeah,
have you ever been to a party and you're the only one that cares about MMA?
Nope.
And you're just and you're the only one.
Actually, it's called Every Family Party.
That was me Friday and Saturday with everybody. I'm like trying to talk to everybody. I'm like, yeah. I mean, obviously, it's
this guy Korean Zombie. He's amazing, and they're like,
like Korean what? Who? What? MMA? No.
Is that a barbecue place?
So one of the guys, if you're listening, Chris, I'm going to send you this clip. So Chris is like, hey, if I come out to Salt Lake, can you match me up with a guy that's 205? and can I fight him?
Yeah,
and
Shaden Polson.
He said, can I go into the gym and fight somebody? Because I want to fight somebody. And I'm like,
oh, he wants to just do it at like a gym?
And I said, Chris, I love you. I just met you. You're a Marine. I know you're tough, but I just would not recommend that.
Have him come spar with
No, he's a heavyweight. No, he's a heavyweight. I'm sorry, heavyweight. He'd be a heavyweight.
Have him come spar with me and Joe Rodriguez and Benoit.
No. I'm like.
Okay, so this is a true story. I got a true story. Leaving the venue Friday night.
Yeah.
Congratulate Kevin Patton on a great show. Walking out, see my boy Tyler Billings, who I cornered earlier that night. He's trying to gain some, positives from the experience in the night, and we were talking. This girl that was so one of his friends that bought tickets from him brought a date, and this girl goes, "You should have punched more." And he's like, I was trying, and she's like, no, you need to punch more. And I was just like, and I'm just like, and she like interrupted our conversation to do this, right? And I'm just like, oh, and I'm like, my head's starting to hurt because I'm like, the stupidity of people. And I was really hungry. And I was like, and then I interrupted them and I said, Tyler, this is the point where you invite her to come train at the gym and see how easy it is to punch more. And she's like, no, but just trust me, you need to punch more. I'm like, I want to be like, how much did you drink tonight, you idiot? Hey, here's a tip for everybody that's never been in there.
Yeah.
If you want to give a recommendation to a fighter after you watch them fight and you've never fought before, keep it to yourself, please. Just keep it to yourself.
Yeah.
That's like I wonder how many people have texted Cole Schaefer and been like, why didn't you wrestle with him? Because he's going to tell everybody the same thing. Because this isn't wrestling. This is MMA.
Yeah. And if you're watching the fight, he was actually doing very well with the stand-up.
Yeah. But, these people that have never done it before, or have zero concept of what it is and be like, you should have thrown more punches. It's like, okay, I'll remember that next time. Thanks. Is that the objective, to punch people?
For the record,
stupid
Chris, I know 100% Chris would do that and not hesitate. And even though he'd probably get his ass whooped, it wouldn't matter to that guy. Like, I just met the guy this weekend.
Also, to a nice gym that do like some sparring rounds.
Yeah, I know he would do it. It was a great weekend.
If he comes to Salt Lake, we can get him some fun sparring rounds. Like, where he's not gonna get hurt or anything. But like,
I don't think he'd care though. He's just that guy. I don't think he would care.
Is he one of the people like I heard there's like jokes about like Marines like to eat crayons?
We're all that way, Zach. We all.
Yeah. You too. You included. You eat crayons.
Oh man,
that's my brother-in-law in the Army. That's what he said. He goes,
it's the running joke. Yeah, we eat crayons. Hey, one more quick story. This is story time. So the retirement ceremony was on Coronado Island, right? That's where they train the Navy SEALs. That's where Navy SEALs, they go to Bud school. And so we're getting there and we're like, oh, yeah, I got to go to the bathroom before the ceremony starts. So Sheree and I and one other person walk over to the bathroom. I'm like, man, I'd love to see some guys in Bud school. Well, guess what? Wish granted. About 30 kids that look like they just got out of the ocean, soaked head to toe, covered in sand. They didn't even blink. My wife's in a dress. Not one of those guys looked at my wife. They looked like they were dead. And the instructors are just cruising in their little golf cart. The guy's sitting behind him. One guy fell off the curb. He like slipped on the curb and falls. The instructor's yelling at him, "Get up!" So I'm like, "Hey guys, how you doing? Good afternoon." They're like, "Hey, what's up?" And I'm like, "These guys look like they're having a great time today." He's like, "No, they're not. They pissed off Papa." Those poor guys. And we're just laughing. It was so cool. I'm glad she got to see that. I'm like, yeah, we didn't get to see anybody at the depot. The recruit depot. We did drive through the recruit depot where I went to boot camp, and there were some kids out there doing their rifle drills and marching and stuff, but we didn't see anybody getting smoked. That's what I wanted to see. Somebody getting smoked in the pit. That's what they called it, the pit.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Sounds intense.
You only go to the pit when you piss daddy off. He's your senior drill instructor.
I am so happy I went on a mission instead
of boot camp. It wasn't fun when he did that. He used to.
There was a time that's what I thought I was going to do, and now I'm just glad I went on mission.
I was a squad leader the whole way through boot camp. So anytime somebody in my squad got in trouble, I was the one that paid for it, right? And we're up there pushing. We're doing every day. It's just everyday thing, and the junior drill instructors, they're the ones doing it, right? And our senior drill instructor would walk in, he'd just get this mean look on his face, and he'd go like this with his hands. And that meant we could get off the quarterdeck when he did that. Little ants. Anyways, funny story.
I would not have done well in that. I have a problem with authority.
You know what? Everybody says that, but when you're a 19-year-old kid and you got a grown man freaking yell, I mean, just
that was my childhood, bro.
But everything's chaos around you. You don't know what's going on. You don't know where you're at. You don't know what time it is. You don't know when you're going to eat next. It's just go, 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 go. And people are screaming at you. You don't have time to get mad. You don't have time to even think for yourself. Literally, you don't.
You just do it.
It's you just do it. It's crazy. Great experience.
Jeff, people hit him, get up. Do something. That's my favorite. Do something.
Do something.
Get up. It's like, no, I'm gonna lay here on the back and just lose. Like
that happened at the last Fierce card we were there. There was a girl sitting behind us. Her significant other was fighting, and just do something.
Oh gosh.
I'll tell you who it is.
Do I know?
Oh yeah. I'll tell you off air.
Good. Yeah, let's not. But great weekend of fights. Super excited for the next SteelFist card. Yours truly is main eventing it. I don't feel like I'm the main event. Obviously, the champion's the main event, but we're gonna go in there and we're gonna try and take that belt. And little teaser alert: if you're there that night, don't miss the post-fight interview if I get my hand raised. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yes, love it. All right, we'll see you guys on Friday. We've been rambling for like 15 minutes. See you guys. Thanks for tuning in.